Hey, good morning. It's February 8th. Thank you for being here today. It's good to be with you. Start a new week together. The thought for today is a topic that sounds like it maybe ought to be in a philosophy class or in a theology class or some weighty place where heavy discussions happen. But the question I want to ask you is, what is life? And the premise of that, the reason I want to ask that is because what you think life is all about is what is the most dominating thing about you. It's what others see, particularly for parents. Your understanding of what life is what drives all the decisions you make. And those decisions are the most important things that you give to your children because they reflect what your worldview is, what is life. Now, this book, Everyday Talk, doesn't specifically address the issue of worldview or that big question, what is life? But as I've thought about the book ever since I wrote it, that one theme keeps coming to the surface here, your everyday talk, the words that you have in your unplanned moments of life actually disclose what you think life is all about. And it's important for us to really get a grasp of what we think is important. What is important to me, is that more importantly, is that more important to God? Or do I put my list of priorities first and then, God's got these things over here that line up, wow, this is great, I'm going to agree. That's not an evidence of biblical or Christian thought. See, Jesus in his human form had these understandings of what God is over here and conformed what he was as a human to match those standards. What we tend to do is, this is what I think I want. And we trust our motives and, I'm not doing anything evil. This is what I think I want. This is what I need for happiness. And I'm going to find the things over here in God's word that satisfy that. And that's backwards. See, what God has called us to do is to consider first what he says is important and conform my life over here to match these things. So in a passage like at the end of 1 Timothy, and we're going to talk about this in detail in the next video or two, but Paul is telling Timothy how to deal with people who have a fair amount of money comparatively in this life. You could say maybe all of us in this culture. But he says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us everything we need for our enjoyment. Now, we don't think about Christianity that way. We think about Christianity as something to deprive us of our enjoyment. But this passage is saying, put our hope in God. Because that's what gives you everything you need for your enjoyment. Not wealth. Because it's uncertain. And all we need to do is look around us that wealth is uncertain. And then he ends this little section. He says, by having this mindset, people who feel it this way will lay up for themselves treasures in heaven as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of life that is truly life. So that you and I, may take hold of life that is truly life. Which means there's life out there masquerading as life. So if you think possessions are truly life, if you think accomplishments are truly life, if you think the praise of other people is truly life, if you think loving someone or having someone love you is truly life, God is saying, no, there's life that is truly life, where God provides for all of our enjoyment and all of our care. So what is life? It's not the big grandiose theme. It's what drives us every day. And we're going to talk about that. And pray for that. We'll have a productive time of talk. Again, always love your comments, thoughts. But let's take hold of life that's truly life and not the life that is masquerading. And we'll look more deeply into that. You have a great day. Thanks so much for being here. Bye-bye.